I'm gonna be real with you. Just go play No Man's Sky if you feel that way, because I can't help you. I can't. If you're greeted with a brand new IP from Bethesda and that's your first impression, then literally go buy No Man's Sky. Or in fact, I'll do you one better. Go buy a ship in Star Citizen. On a serious note though, if we had to be honest with ourselves, why does it matter as to what games do what first or as to what game came first? It's extremely untutored for anyone to believe any game did it first, but rather to say that which game brought together a series of different elements into one structured game is more accurate to say. Anything on whether something is a more polished version of another game is simply unfair, as if that were the case we'd simply get one new game every 5 years. At this point, I feel it's safe to say that the Starfield hate is coming straight out of the PlayStation fan camp. But hey, I mean, I could be wrong. And listen, there's nothing wrong with saying Starfield and No Man's Sky being similar, because it kinda is, but to go about and say that one is just a retextured version of the other couldn't be further from the truth. And if you want to argue, then go talk to a wall, or look at the genres they fall under on the Steam page. You see it? You see it? Look. Let me circle it for you. Okay, I won't deny that they share strong similarities. Listen, I'm not gonna go back to the days when we trolled on No Man's Sky and called it No Man's Sky, because I'm not gonna cap, this game is heat right now. It is really good. And one of its beauties is the base building. The base building in No Man's Sky has to be the best in gaming, or at least one of them. From humble beginning to insane self-functioning operations, without a doubt, I don't think you can do better than this. Does that mean Bethesda will be copying it? Probably, or incorporating their own version. And obviously to build that you need to get resources, and that can only be done through mining. And oh no, Bethesda are going to copy a mechanic they had in Fallout 4 from No Man's Sky. Listen, I don't know about you, but when I read on the Steam page, No Man's Sky is a survival crafting game. And if we all know one thing, the strength of these type of games aren't in their stories, it's in the gameplay, or more so their crafting mechanics. And in that regards, it's an amazing game, a solid 9 out of 10 with small issues I have, from slightly grinding mechanics to tedious menus, but overall it's a great game. But it is not an RPG, it is a survival game. A survival game. I repeat, a survival game. There's nothing wrong with that, but that should at least make you see the difference. Again, I repeat, No Man's Sky is a freaking good game, one of the best of its kind around, but that's still a different type of game. Starfield, on the other hand, is a game fundamentally a Bethesda game, and if you don't know what I mean by that, I mean it's a game built upon role-playing and immersion. Bethesda games serve two functions: to keep you unemployed or ruin your life. That's the best way I can genuinely put it. If you look at games like Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, these games all had their own function, they had their own ideas, they had their own stories they wanted to bring across to you, and they were all amazing in their own case, serving their own functions and still being different type of games. No one would go about and then say that, oh no, it's a repurpose of this, or it's a different version of that. You look at a game like Skyrim, you can see that Skyrim is just a better Oblivion, but still you wouldn't go about and say that it's textured. Starfield will obviously have a far better storyline. Will it be a great one though? Will it be better than No Man's Sky? Hell yeah. Even then, it'll have a ton of way better side quests. Like, I'm not even going to lie, it feels so dumb comparing these two games. Just as they have similar mechanics, they are still vastly different. To make a point that they are the same game, or to point out one did it first, just isn't honest at all. And if you keep this up, then clearly you've never heard of the term. Formula is something relevant in all games. Every video game has a formula. If you don't like formula, then you don't like Elden Ring. And if you loved Elden Ring, then stop shitting on Call of Duty and Ubisoft. Every game has a foundation and inspiration. Every game takes elements from their predecessors or better games. Souls-like is uniquely Dark Souls, but it has inspired so many games going forward. To say Destiny 2 or No Man's Sky did it first is to be ignorant of the fact Star Citizen exists, as well as the Mass Effect trilogy. It's to close your eyes to the likes of Cabal Space Program and Stellaris. And to make it worse, I know people who say this from a place of ignorance, because Star Citizen is a real thing and the original pioneer, as to my knowledge, of open space gameplay, and even I could be wrong. So before you embarrass yourself in my comment section, remember this legendary saying I heard on an anime podcast. You are entitled to your own opinion, even if you're wrong.